But we're recording, aren't we, Phil?
We are recording.
I haven't put my hat on. I'm just going to leave my hair out.
Hello, viewers. Welcome to Full Record Jacket with Phil and Ben, where Ben has no hat. He has a bit of a wave going through his hair, but that's okay.
Don't I? Yeah. Hat hair.
We are concentrating not on the waves of Ben's hair, but on those wavy, wiggly grooves that are cut into a vinyl record, because we're looking at Ben's vinyl.
Yes, and we do this because
Ben's hair, definitely not
Ben's
my hair.
Even though it's looking not too bad since I've had a hat on.
It looks better than mine, give it that.
And we do this because 90% of what I buy, Phil has not got a clue who they are. And to be fair, I don't either. But if they're any good, people may go onto the Five spot and listen to them, and therefore music grows. The non-commercial, successful, music will grow, and that's what I'm here for, is to grow the seed of music in everybody's ears, because that's the kind of guy I am. I like to bring new music to the people, people.
What have we got?
Oh, right, if I've got to have new stuff. I haven't bought anything, Phil. I have, really. Hey. Anyway, first, obviously I bought that Betty Boo album, which I've already told people that I've got. But I haven't bought that many. Now, some of these you have listened to tracks of because I sent them to you and you were like, oh, that sounds nice. And the first one is Ray Green and Stay.
I'm not sure I've ever said that sounds nice about any
record,
but
second, Phil.
Did I say that sounds nice? Okay, maybe I did.
Well, I'll find out. Let's have a look. Philip, there you are. Search. I'm going to search Ray Green. Ray. Where there? That's 1 second. Here we go. Oh no, you didn't. I take it back. Your views were sounds fine on track 2, and it's good. I mean, I'm not sure it's anything groundbreaking. His voice is good. Echoes of Sam Cooke. There's another singer who he reminds me of, but I can't think who the heck he is. Track 2, Tell Her, very old school soul with a lot of gospel. Can't fault the guy. It's very good.
Yeah, it was good, I thought, from what I heard of that. Yeah.
And it says here, it's everybody's favourite guitar smith. Having brother Ray Green in the band brings us all to the spirit of church and the streets, ever so soulful and heartfelt. Sound, vibrations, we are ever so grateful. We love him and cherish him. Carlos Santana. So, there we go.
Yeah, because wasn't he a member of Santana's band or something?
I think so, yeah. Something along those lines.
So what's his name again? Show us again.
Ray Green.
Ray Green with an E on the end. Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Green's lad. So, he's trying to break out of the veg market game and get on the singing tours. He's had another flogging cucumbers, apparently. So, next up is a band that I'd never heard of before, and I'm going to have to go into my Discogs in order to give you some background on it. So I will pad for time by saying lots of words which aren't actually needed at all in any way, but I'm going to say them in order to make it look like that I actually was prepared for this. And it's anyway, they've got absolutely nothing on there for me to tell anybody. But it's a band called Fake Shark, and it's an album called Time for the Future. And I quite like the cover more than anything. But let me tell you a little bit about Fake Shark, Phil. Please be something.
I take it they're not a real shark.
They're not a real shark. No, because sharks took them to court. Because when it used to be called Real Shark, the shark from Jaws that was real took them to court, and they had to change their name to Fake Shark so people didn't get them confused. So. Fake Shark, here we go. They've actually got a Wikipedia page. Fake Shark, formerly known as Fake Shark Real Zombie. They had to change the name because some real zombies took them to court for using the name Real Zombie. Is a Canadian alternative rock band from Vancouver formed in 2005. The early musical style mainly combined with elements of dance, punk, and IDM. Intelligent dance music, apparently. That's what IDM stands for. But have since shifted to a more commercial alternative rock sound. So, and their lead singer is a guy called Kevy Mental.
So they were doing dance music, and now they're doing alternative rock.
Yeah, a little bit like Doves, because Doves started off as a dance band, didn't they? They were sub, and then they became an indie rock band.
Is it a bit like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, who have done guitar-y stuff and then have gone into total
Other
dance,
stuff.
total electronic stuff, and totally changed their style of music on several occasions?
Could be. They're on Warner Music, so they're on quite a biggish label. I would
Fake
say,
Shark.
Phil, yeah, give them a listen. Fake Shark. If it's rubbish, just tell me, and I'll burn that vinyl.
If you want to remember the name, just think of the shark in Jaws, except that obviously was a real shark.
That's a real shark, Phil.
Definitely looked real to me.
His actual name was Keith. Keith Stevens. So yeah, I used to play bridge with him. So, but then he got banned from Bridge Club because he ate 3 of the members. He was a little bit peckish.
I was going to say, or did he just fall out with everyone, got a bit snappy?
He's not a crocodile, Phil. Anyway,
I was trying to come up with another shark pun there. I couldn't quite. I was about to say I couldn't quite fit it in or quite thin, and it doesn't quite. No, it doesn't work.
No,
sorry.
It's not. Sorry, that's all right. That's all right. Anyway, get your jaws around this one. It's your favourite style of music. Can you guess what it is yet, kids?
I'm guessing it's not really diddle-eye folk. It's either got to be diddle-eye folk music or reggae.
It is reggae, and it's by a guy called. Now I've had to because I can't read sort of this back to front. Tawoni, and it's the album Frequency. And do you want to know a little bit about Tawoni?
Go on.
I'm just trying to find something. Who doesn't have artist Tawoni? Let's have a look. There he is. Look, he looks cool as. Look at him.
Okay.
He looks a bit like Ziggy Marley a little bit. But
I
anyway,
need to listen to this. I need to listen to this because they have to send me this because I need to try a bit more reggae.
Yeah, I think you need to try a bit more reggae. So he is a international reggae dancehall artist. And I know that because I've just from Guadeloupe in Cameroon.
Okay.
There's literally no other information. And you can tell it's Cameroon. It got a bit of Cameroon influence.
Can you show us a close-up of his name again?
Yeah, can you? Tawoni.
Tawoni and Frequency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did listen to a few tracks and I quite liked it, hence why I purchased it. I'm just trying to see if I can find some more information on him, but it's a little bit lacking on info. Oh, let's have a look what Spotify says about him. Let's have a look, because they normally have that artist biog, don't they, at the bottom. Here we go. Tawoni est un artiste phare de la scène reggae François depuis tout ans.
Is it fair to say he has a bigger French audience than he does an English language speaking audience?
I'm thinking so, but he does have 55,000 monthly listeners. So, my French must have been good if you knew that was French. So, anyway, next up, an album I've been listening to this week. The Caterer? Is that right? Caterer. Josh Caterer, the Space Sessions, which was actually really thing when this came because they look pretty cool, don't they? Look, there's the bass player. There's Josh, the lead singer. I don't know if
they look a bit of a 60s throwback, don't they?
Yeah, there you go. There's Josh there. But when this came, I do love a gatefold. I do love a gatefold album.
We've actually got a write-up in there as well.
Got a write-up. Got a write-up. let's have a look. I'll get down to the nitty gritty because he did some sessions before this. It was all done during COVID, and I can't remember what those sessions were called. I have listened to them, but it says here, Josh. Not good. Here we go. He's going on about sequels, and he actually mentions Jaws, Phil. It says in movies, sequels almost always a bad idea. Sure, The Evil Dead 2 or The Road Warrior. Sure, there's Evil Dead 2 or The Road Warrior, and as long as we're bringing up George Miller's there's Citizen Kane, talking pig movies, Babe 2, Pig in the City. But more often than not, sequels usually mean something along the lines of Jaws 2, not good. In music, sequels are no less suspect. Welcome to My Nightmare, anyone? And forget Bat Out of Hell 2. Who was really asking for Bat Out of Hell 3? Even the great ones like Neil Young's Harvest Moon or Cheap Trick's criminally underrated Budokan 2 smack of trying to recapture old glory days and sales figures. Sequels feel hollow because we know that they know they're all about the money. And then it goes on. But Josh hatched the plan for the space sessions before he even got a chance to look at the box office receipts. So inspired by the music created during the recording of the Hideout sessions last October, Josh decided they should make another one right away. Indeed, the album you are holding, this little baby here, in your hot little hands, was recorded during a live stream that was billed as the record release for that album. But that was just a ruse. Josh had visions of a sequel dancing in his head, and here we are. And it's a very good album. I really enjoyed listening to it. I think there's a couple of covers on it, if I remember rightly. I think
so. Does it sound like it looks on that photo? It's just sort of guitar pop. Was that what it is? I don't.
Yeah, it's.
Does it have a bit of a 60s edge to it, or is it?
It's not got a 60s edge. You'll have to listen to it. It's got a bit of a soulful flavour to it. I really enjoyed it. It's got some trumpets and chimes and horns in it as well, and a baritone, saxophone in there, and it's even got a trombone in there. I like it.
Right.
So I'm just trying to find it. It's got a couple of covers. I think Something Stupid, and I Started a Joke. The Bee Gees written
the
song.
Bee Gees did that,
yeah. So that's on there. I think you'll like that. I think you should go and listen to Josh Caterer and the Space Sessions. And it's on a massive vinyl as well, as in it's not 180 grams. I don't know what the next weight is up from 180 grams, but
even heavier than that.
It's like a brick. So, but yeah, I would go and I think you should listen to that, and I think you should listen to Tawoni. So you should listen to all these.
The one you've just shown us. Recap us again. The artist of that.
It is Josh Caterer.
Josh Caterer, the Space Sessions.
Yeah.
Which are kind of his lockdown sessions, but he thought he'd give it a better name.
Yeah. I think that's because that's where he was performing them at. He was performing at the Space Club or something it's called. So hence why their front door is on the thing with their logo there. So you've got a few to be listening to. And then last but not least, now I will bring up something about this guy because there is something about him that I can read to you before, because you are going to think, who? And to be fair, when I first saw it, because it was offered to me at a reasonable price, and I was like, oh, you know when you judge an album by its cover, and you kind of like, oh, it's kind of put me off because it looks rubbish. But the few tracks I listened to were pretty good. I did enjoy them. They're not going to set the world on fire. But I'm just bringing it up here. I am padding for time once again because I'm horrendously ill prepared. That's why we are not scripted. And it is an album called On Guard, so a bit more French, by Puzzle. Can you read that? Muteson.
Okay.
But I wasn't too keen on the album cover. It's
certainly distinctive. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it's not too bad. There is a song on it called On Guard. And and I'll read you a little bit about him because I've got it here. Puzzle Muteson is the musical project of the enigmatic songwriter Terry Magson from the Isle of Wight. So he is of these isles, rendering his music in tremulous tenor over folk-infused finger-picking guitar. His music, often beautifully melancholy, calming yet unsettling, caught the attention of American classical composer Nico Muhly and Icelandic producer Vagir Sigurðsson. After obsessively listening to Muteson's own raw tapes, Valgeir and Nico nurtured the songs that now inhabit his debut recording, On Guard. So, he was born in London on the Isle of Dogs. His primary school music teacher was the first to recognise his unrivalled voice. So, Worth and Mary Ann Hobbs said about him that don't you just love that fractured voice? So, there you go. So, puzzle completed.
Okay.
So go give that a listen. I think I've got there a fine collection of stuff that you could go and listen to, and I think not the fact you're going to be massively sold or sort of be like, wow, that's changing the universe, but I think you will listen to it and go, do you know what, that's all right. I've heard worse. I've listened to.
It looks kind of good. They all have good covers on those albums. I think the packaging is good on all of those. I think.
I think so as well, yeah. And we are consumers. We do buy with our eyes. And do you know what? After you've said about this album cover, because the one I wasn't that keen on, I actually do quite like it. I do like the rear cover, just the glove on the thingy. I think that's quite.
Is that what it is? I'm trying to work out what that is.
That's his glove. His
fencing
glove.
Oh yeah, okay.
So So I fully recommend going out. Listen, obviously you can tell by the cellophane. I've not opened these yet, but I have listened to a few tracks. And like I said, if we can spread the love and get some of these lesser-known artists listened to, then we are doing our jobs, Phil, as oracles of musical knowledge. Where's the harps? Harps? Anyone? Oh, come on, give me some harps. Sorry, Phil, I was expecting some more godly to be playing.
I was as well, to be quite honest, but there we are. So, viewers, those are Ben's vinyls. You did actually forget one particular vinyl, though, Ben. You haven't showed us the one that's behind you.
Oh, yes. I forgot about
In panto terms, it's behind you.
Now, this isn't a new one, but I forgot that I had it, and we were talking about Kula Shaker the other day, and so it's like, even though I had it on CD before, and because, was it me or you? One of us said Kula Shaker have released a new album.
I heard about it somewhere, and I didn't know they were doing one, and we checked it out. Well, I saw a video of them performing a new song on
Chris Evans, was it?
Was it? Yeah, I think it was Chris Evans's radio show. They'd done a session for that, and the new song I liked. It reminded me of kind of 70s rock, American 70s rock, but it was really good take on that style.
Yeah, I do like Kula Shaker, and I really loved this album at the time, Kay. Because what was the follow-up? Was it Peasants, Pigs and Astronauts?
They had one called that. They also had one called, in more recent years, K 2.0.
Yeah, wasn't that...
Which some people say is good. I've never heard it.
Is that not just a reimagining of this? Or is it a completely different album?
I thought it was a totally new album. I may be wrong about that.
Have a check. Because my auntie's other half, Mr. Michael Jones, one of his favourite albums of all time, or one that he listens to a lot, is Peasants, Pigs and Astronauts. I think that's the one with the deep purple cover on it.
Yeah, they did Hush, didn't they?
Yeah. Hush! But Hey Dude, I love that track.
Which I think was
Smart Dogs.
I think it was a cover when Deep Purple did it, but I may be wrong about that. Yeah.
I do love the sort of Indian vibes of the album, the sitars, etc., going through it. And Tatva. I've forgotten all about Tatva. I love that track.
K2.0. No, K2.0 is a different album, different songs, different.
Oh, is it? I always just thought it was a sort of remastered version of K. What an awful album title, K2.0.
Well, that's what they called it. It says here on Wikipedia they're described as a psychedelic raga rock band.
Yeah, I can see that.
I've never. What is raga rock? Is that where it's a little bit of an? Oh, it's where rock or pop with a pronounced Indian influence.
Yes, yeah.
So does that mean George Harrison was doing raga rock on those Beatles tracks?
Well, gotta say about Kula Shaker, they do really good album covers. Even their newer album covers are really good. So, so it's an old album, but it's kind of new because I forgot that I had it. The only thing I will say about the album cover, because obviously the CD was literally just this beige thing, and I'm not too keen on the purple edging around here because it's almost kind of like, when you get a free thing with a magazine, like a free album or whatever, and they've just made it to fit.
Yeah.
I don't know whether. Yeah, it just feels a bit like it's not.
There's something not quite right about that, isn't there?
Yeah, because that picture should be bigger. It should be more sort of. But yeah, it just feels a bit odd, this purple bit round here. I'm not that keen on that. But that aside, I forgot what a great album this was. And what a great frontman Crispin Mills is as well, because I think he's slightly underrated. I think.
Yeah, he was good on that clip I saw the other day.
Yeah, because people forget they supported. Oh, they were on the Nebworth bill.
Yes,
weren't they?
So they are sometimes a bit overlooked 90s band. Wasn't it the case that there were some people who sneered at them a bit because Crispin Mills, obviously, is the son of Hayley Mills and the grandson of Sir John Mills, that because he was a rich kid, that was held against him, wasn't it?
I think it was. But then those same people didn't turn their noses up at the Strokes.
Exactly, and I think he didn't choose the circumstances of his own birth, did he? So
no.
You can't really criticise him for where he comes from. It's just whether he's any good or not.
Mumford and Sons from sort of good stock. They seem like the type. They seem like the type.
I don't know much about them, to be honest.
No, I've never been massively sold on Mumford and Sons. Though me and my father, the legend, the Big C, Big Cole, the Coal Dog, Coal Bomb. We used to, when I had my old van, we used to sing a Mumford and Sons track really loud to ourselves. Not to ourselves. Well, to ourselves because we're the only ones in the van, apart from the victims in the back. And that's the only thing I know about Mumford and Sons. I don't really know anything else about them. But Kula Shaker, I really want to. I've never really listened to Peasants, Pigs, and Astronauts. And wasn't that the one with a wizard in a blizzard with a mystery machine gun as well?
Now you say that title is ringing a bell. I've forgotten all about that. Yeah,
he's a wizard in a blizzard with a mystery. I need to find this out. 1 second. Maybe we should do a. I tell you what, we should do as a show one time.
Yeah, something about a
Nebworth lineup.
Something about a mystical machine gun, was it, or something? I do recall that now. Yeah,
Kula Shaker. Peasants. Oh, peasants, pigs, and astronauts. So yes, it was peasant, pigs, and astronauts. Track listing. Great as any mystical machine gun. Yeah, and I'm sure the lyrics to it were. Now I'm going to find these out. Sorry,
now you say that, I do remember it now. I'd forgotten all about that song.
Yeah. Mystical Machine Gun by Kula Shaker. Here we go. Mystical Machine Gun Fire. What's guys? I'm sure he sings. Oh yeah, you're a wizard in a blizzard. A mystical machine gun. Yes, I knew that was in there. So, but yeah, that's what we should do, Phil. One day is go through the Nebworth 96, because the Prodigy, Magic Street Preachers, Kula Shaker. That was $1.5 billion that day, 2 days. We should go through that at some point.
Yeah, it tends to be remembered as an Oasis gig, but of course it was really a mini festival, really.
Yeah, and also the fact that people do say that the you say it, Phil.
The Prodigy.
Prodigy. Because they were the last act that they were on just before Oasis came on. That people were fearful that they almost stole the show a little bit. I think so, or could have stopped because they were that good that day.
Right.
But there were some really, really good bands playing that weekend. I think the Charlatans played because I think it was the Nebworth weekend that the keyboardist died in a car crash, didn't they? I think that
Now
was
you
that.
say that, I think,
I
yes.
think that was that weekend. So, but yeah, that aside, go listen to some of the albums that I have bestowed upon you. Let your ears welcome in the luscious sounds, and then lob on some Kula Shaker as well.
Sounds
Govinda
good.
Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya.
Thanks for watching, Raga Rock fans. We will be back with another discussion as soon as you can say Phil and Ben's full record jacket. For
Phil and
now,
Ben's full. Phil and
all the
Ben's,
best.
Phil and
Goodbye.
Ben's full record.